The Cottonwood County Citizen proudly presents Athlete of the Week. A1 Detailing of Milford, Iowa is your source for all your detailing needs, specializing in cars, boats, motorcycles, and much more. Call us today at 712-330-4260 to schedule your appointment, or visit us at 1709 P Avenue in Milford. A1 Detailing of Milford, Iowa. We take pride in your ride. I'm joined right now by Wyndham sophomore Gracie Bucher, our Athlete of the Week this week. Congratulations, Gracie.
Thanks.
Let's go back to Thursday's subsection meet, and that 800-meter run is a little bit of a different race for you this year. Tell me about the transition to running shorter races during the track season.
I actually like it a little bit better. It's just something about running with the faster group and fixing my sprinting, so then in the longer races I can be faster at the end. Or now I'm kind of doing all the events that are all across the board. It's really fun. So.
Of course, track is a little bit different than cross country in that cross country, it's a 5K race. Track, you really are able to incorporate a lot of the stuff from cross country, but like you said, in a shorter race, you've got to be able to focus a little bit on your finishing. And I imagine that the two sports really mesh well together. Tell me about what you've been able to use from cross country and apply that into some shorter races in the track season.
Well, first of all, our workouts are mostly the same. They're shorter in track, but they're similar. So, and I don't know, they're both running, and I don't know where else to go with that.
The 800-meter run, though, on Thursday, you put up a time, I think it was 2:26, which, if I'm not mistaken, if that isn't your career best, it's got to be pretty close.
Yeah.
Just tell me about the pace of the race on Thursday, because it looked like you got out to a pretty fast start.
Yeah, my coach, Hinkles, has been telling me, she's like, if you want to place well at sections, you got to go right to the front. Because last year I was in the back, and then I had to fight my way to the front at sections. So I tried to start out like I would a 400 and then maintain that space. And I thought I kept hearing a girl right behind me, but I guess I was hearing things. My coaches told me there was no one there. So I guess I was just racing against myself, and it worked for the 2 laps.
Getting boxed in is probably the biggest danger. Tell me how you're able to avoid that.
I start out right from the beginning fast, and where I can get in the top 2 spots at least, because once you're boxed in on those big races, it's hard to get out, or your time's going to be way slower, or get people cutting you off and you got to jump around them. So.
Mm-hmm. Coach Hinkles has also put you in a couple of relays this season, and I imagine that for someone who's used to running longer distances, the 4x2 and the 4x4 are a little bit more unique challenges for you.
Yeah.
Let's look first at the 4x2, because the other 3 girls on that team are sprinters by nature. And then you get a distance runner by nature. It's a little bit of a different mix.
Yeah.
Tell me about each leg of that relay, and what your role in that relay is.
Well, coach just put me in it at I don't remember if it was conference. I think it was conference, or the Worthington Invite or something like that. She just kind of threw me in it, and I was like, okay. So I ran it, and it went pretty well. So I just kept running it. It's a really intense race. I feel like right when I get on the track, I'm waiting, because it's only less than 2 minutes long. It's Lucy starts it off, and then it's Michaela to me, and then Shira.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty intense, and I kind of like it. It's a nice change up. I've been running the 4x4 for the past couple of years, and the 4x2 is something fresh.
Mm-hmm. And the 4x4, it's a little bit different, because the 4x4, your team is running in its lane for the first lap and a half,
Right, yeah.
and after that it's basically similar to an 800-meter run, which is what you're naturally used to, and a 400-meter one lap sprint around the track, that might be the most intense race in track, because you have to maintain a sprint pace for the entire distance. Tell me about the challenge of that.
Well, I think they save it for the last race for a reason. Coach says that she puts the toughest people on the 4x4 because it's really intense. Like, just slowing down a little bit in that 400 loses your spot, could lose 2 places in the standings. And at that point, like, most of the teams have little crowds that are like scattered throughout the track that are yelling or always wanting you to finish that as fast as you can, even though you feel like you're going backwards at that point. But
looking ahead to the section meet on Thursday, what can we expect from the competition for the 800 and as well as those 2 relays?
I think our 4x2 is ranked 3rd or 4th in the section. First is Laverne with like a 147, and our best is a 152. So we're up there, and we were just talking about that yesterday at practice. We're like, we don't know where this came from. Last year our 4x2 is kind of like it was just there, but this year we're ranked up there, and I think our 4x4 is 3rd or 4th as well. Our best is like a 422, and there's Laverne with like a 405 or something like that, which is crazy. And then Laverne doesn't have anyone running the 800, but there's Grace Dreitz from Canby, who ran a 222 or 3 at the section meet, or the subsection meet for her. And then there's one from Lac Pearl Valley, who's a junior, who is right around my time as well. I mean, I could go with the cross-country one from 8th grade that everyone knows about, but I think I'll pick a new one. I'm just going to go with 3rd at sections last year. Top 2 going to state, so pretty cool. Lots of songs, lots of country, Billie Eilish, if you know who that is. Some throwback songs as well. As a team, I would say Laverne, but for my 800, I would say Grace Dreitz. Quirky, maybe. Kind of throw some jokes in there at practice and before meets, and a worry board too, because like you said, in the 4x2, like staying in your lane, I was worried about running out of my lane and the handoff, the closed handoff, which is, so. I said this like before, but watching Netflix, I do that a lot. And going on walks with my dogs.
Well, that should be about all we need. Congratulations on a great subsection meet. Best of luck Thursday, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
A1 Detailing of Milford, Iowa is your source for all your detailing needs, specializing in cars, boats, motorcycles, and much more. Call us today at 712-330-4260 to schedule your appointment, or visit us at 1709 P Avenue in Milford. A1 Detailing of Milford, Iowa. We take pride in your ride.